right. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so I will start with the first question as part of the COVID-19 Storytelling Project. Again, my name is Beth Anglezos. I'm with Jewish Family and Children's Service, and I immensely thank you for participating in this today. First, we will start with how has COVID-19 affected you, your family, and/or your community?
Well, it's affected me because COVID stopped me from doing all the activities that I normally did. It made me afraid in certain circumstances, like when I went to the supermarket and I'd wear a mask and I'd worry about people not wearing them properly and things like that, because it was very frightening.
Okay. Yourself?
I kind of agree with that. We didn't know at the beginning how contagious or how you could catch it. I used to wash everything I brought home from the grocery store, and it was a bit of a scary kind of a time, but we adjusted and wore a mask like we were supposed to, and that's it.
Okay. Want to share how COVID has affected you, your family, or your community?
It just got me out to get the shots as needed, and think about getting it and hoping that I didn't.
Well, it affected me because I'm more of a outgoing person, and I'm limited to where I have to go. I don't go shopping like I used to. And I just go to my daughter's house and back, and I spend a lot of time with her. But it had affected me because I don't go shopping like I used to, and I don't do the things that I'm accustomed to do. And it just put me in a bind that I cannot do the things. And because most people, like in the supermarket, a lot of people don't wear the mask. So that scared me, although I have my shots, and I know I'm protected, hopefully, and so far I've been okay. But, like I said, it's very limited to where I want to go and things like that.
Yes, well, it affected me because I live in a senior citizen apartment, and we were like closed in, and that was the hardest part for me, to be closed in, because I'm used to going places and I couldn't go. And the main thing, my church was closed down, and that's my life. We couldn't go there. But then we opened back up, and most everybody had their shots without knowing. There only knew one person that didn't get them. But we all had our shots, our flu vaccine, whatever. So now I feel like I can go out. I go to the store. I wear my mask in the grocery store. But sometimes I forget it and I don't wear it.
Right.
But I've just been blessed. I didn't even get the symptom of it, and that was a blessing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question, I'll move this around so we'll be sure that we're able to hear everyone. And if you choose not to answer, that's fine. Have you been vaccinated, or do you have plans to be vaccinated? If you want to show by a raise of hands if you have been vaccinated. Okay, and what about, have you received your, I guess it's a second booster at this point? Okay, and where, the next question is, who or where did you go to for information about the COVID-19 vaccine? And also, what sources did you trust?
I don't really know how to answer that question, because I did not see the sources that were trying to dissuade people from getting vaccinated. And I've always been a believer in vaccines, so I didn't need sources. I knew what vaccines were good for, and I wanted mine as soon as possible.
Okay. And where did you go for information?
I got my information from CDC online or on the media, and state government's information.
Okay.
I got mine from Moderna.
From where?
Moderna.
Okay.
I had the first two Moderna shots.
Okay.
Yeah.
For both of you, where did you go for information about the vaccine, and what sources did you trust?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I went to the CBS and also my doctor that I visit once a month.
Okay.
And, I got a lot of information from those two sources.
Okay. And where did you go?
From a doctor, and there was a church that had the vaccine, and I went and got the vaccine, and then I went to visit someone for business purposes, and they said they only had a light case of it, and I got a booster after going there because I didn't necessarily have to go in, but they encouraged me to come in and then told me that they had a light case of it.
Okay. Okay. Now, did you find that it was easy to get the COVID-19 vaccine in your community? And I think all of you, I believe, said are from Lawrenceville, New Jersey, and Mercer County. You're shaking your heads yes, that you thought it was easy. Did you think it was easy?
It wasn't easy. I kept going online trying to make an appointment at some place that wasn't too far away, and finally made an appointment for months later in South Jersey somewhere. Okay. But meanwhile, an appointment became available really close to home, so I grabbed it, and I was very relieved to get it at the beginning of March of 21.
Okay, so that was sort of at the beginning when the vaccine became available. Okay.
An appointment for the first shot was very difficult. It took me a while. Finally, got an opening of a store, Walmart nearby, and the beginning of March also. And the second, third, and fourth shots were much easier.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, yes.
And I think, would you agree with the booster shots also? I think at that point, maybe it was easier.
Very easy.
Okay.
Went to my local drugstore.
Okay. Yes. Okay. The next question here is, how do you think state or local organizations can contribute so more people have confidence in getting access to the vaccine? Is there anything you think that the state or governments could have done that would have helped?
That is a hard question, because the people who are resisting vaccines have somehow made it political instead of a public health situation. And I don't know what the state could have done to convince these people otherwise. To me, it's very puzzling that people look upon things like this as something political. I mean, I'm old enough to remember the polio scares and how frightened we were as children of being exposed to polio. And I actually knew somebody who I saw years later walking around with braces and crutches who had gotten polio. So I don't know why people resist vaccines, frankly.
Okay. Did you have an answer to that question?
I only wanted to say it was very easy as I found it. And it was a choice if someone didn't want to take it. It was their choice, and not a matter of the other person's.
Does anybody want to add to that about, what our state or local, even health departments could improve on in communicating about vaccines?
I think one thing they could have done differently is to make it more of a suggestion than a demand, because I think that got people upset. And I don't know why it should be a suggestion personally, but I think that people might have been more willing to get them if they didn't feel that somebody was twisting their arm.
Now, do you think all communities have been given equal access or information about the vaccine?
I have no idea.
Anybody want to say something about that? about having access to the vaccine?
I think it's easier to get it now than when it first came out. I think it's easier to get the vaccine now than when it first came out.
Okay, and you think it's, again, readily available in your communities and in Lawrence Township? Okay. Was there any helping offered to get people vaccinated in your community, whether transportation or help making appointments for you?
Don't know.
Would that have been something that would have been helpful?
Well, we had them to come to our building, and they would take so many at one time.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was helpful.
And is there anything else anyone would like to share about their experience, either with COVID, I mean, anything at all with COVID, with being back out again, with having that opportunity to be back out again, whether masked or unmasked?
It's nice to be out because I like to fly, and I couldn't fly.
Okay.
But in September, I was able to fly, and I just felt great being able to do that.
Okay. And it's nice to see everybody back in, I guess, hopefully eating lunch or coming in and socializing and picking up your lunch again. Yes. It's lovely. So that's one of the positive aspects as well, and just the socialization. And again, I thank you all for your help in doing this. And does anybody have any questions at all?